No. We just knew we was going to have a job. They, you know, it was going to be okay for us till AMPAD come in, and then that got very, very scary. Very scary.
They just didn't want to cooperate with nobody, did they?
No cooperation at all. And then all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, AMPAD. And it really got greedy. It was not the way it should be.
Everybody was fired. And you know, when you're there all those years, a plant's been in Marion all those years and been sold the different times that we have. And we always went on the same. And then we have this company that comes in and destroys everything that we ever worked for.
Romney's hatchet men moved in, firing some, rehiring others, slashing paychecks.
Well, we had a pay cut. I was cut $2 on my wages. My husband and I raised a total of 10 children. And we still had a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old at home. And I thought, my gosh, how are we going to make it?
While keeping a smaller workforce, Romney and Bain began executing a scheme the New York Times called Getting Back Your Bait, extracting hundreds of millions for himself and Bain investors by running up extraordinary debt.
I think I was fortunate because I did have a husband that I could talk to. I cried a lot. It was tough getting through. You didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know if you was going to lose your house. You know, there was times that we did get foreclosure notices on our home.
I am intimately familiar with how our economy works. I'm working very hard to make sure that the workers of this country have a brighter future.
Well, I can tell you 250 to 300 people just about that will tell you how he did not fix the economy when he pulled the rug out from under our plant.
A political misstep for Mitt Romney after he tells a crowd of unemployed workers that he's unemployed too.
It's really easy to be unemployed when you have millions of dollars.
Every evening I listen to the news and I get very upset. Some nights it don't pay me to listen to it. It's best that I just leave the TV off, especially when a certain candidate for president that ticks my ticker.
In 6 months, over 200 of the employees Romney and Bain had rehired were all fired.
The ones I felt really bad for was the husbands and wives that worked together at the same place. Now they've got absolutely nothing.
Lula Gibson and her husband James were one such couple. They had a son in high school.
I think the hardest part for me is the day that we had to load up the U-Haul because we done lost our home and we was getting ready to leave, and I turned around and I seen my home. I had no more. And that was hard, very hard.
For Shannon Conliffe, the emotional toll was hard on a new mother.
It scared me. I mean, you know, my first Christmas with our first baby, and it was unsure. The fear of not being able to provide for your family. You know, people grew up in this area and then they had to leave this area to find other employment. They left, you know, most of their family behind to start over.
Oh, Christmas time. That used to be the biggest thing we'd have was our Christmas. And when you only got maybe 2 gifts for your kids, that hurt.
You know, when they have families, they have little ones, their livelihoods was there. They were making a good wage. And this company comes in and they knock it all away. They knock their wages down. They take their jobs away. And then eventually they close the plant.
We had lots of kids' college money, and we had to go through all that.
Well, like people were losing homes and, you know, and the money they had saved, you know, they had to use it up, so, you know, to survive, to live.
For Romney, it was a score. Romney and Bain went on to make over $100 million from AMPAT.
Corporations are people, my friend. We can raise taxes on, of course they are. Everything corporations earn ultimately goes to people.
Well, Bain's company was the holding company, and Mitt Romney was the one that was in there. And we feel like if he would have wanted to, he was in a position that he could have said, hey, these people still got time left. No, that was not the deal. They wanted the machinery, they didn't want us, and that's what they got.
They could care less about us the way I see it. Who am I? I'm Bob Sapp. Who Mitt Romney, them guys, they don't care who I am.
Everything corporations earn ultimately goes to people. So, where do you think it goes? What? Whose pockets? Whose pockets? People's pockets. Okay.
To Romney and Bain Capital, it was just another deal. To others, it was a pit of despair.
And there's times, you know, you skip a meal so your kids could have something to eat. You know, it's amazing how many ways and how many meals you can do with one package of hot dogs if you have to. You know, that was rough.
Losing a house, losing a car. Wondering how you gonna pay your bill.
Mitt Romney and Bain took a hit to their reputation, but not their wallets. He and Bain investors pocketed about $100 million.
Romney had made himself rich beyond imagination. He went on to purchase a $3 million home in New Hampshire with a private beach and a $12 million beachfront property in California. Even that wasn't enough.
Romney is planning to bulldoze his $12 million, 3,000 square foot home near San Diego, California, and replace it with an 11,000 square foot home instead.
And that hurts so bad to leave my home because of one man that's got 15 homes.
Mitt Romney is now personally worth somewhere over $250 million. Mitt Romney's company, founded with some wealthy Latin American investors, is worth $65 billion today.
I mean, just look, the man, he seems like an all right guy. Just look at him. People that didn't know him would think, hey, this guy's okay. But okay, let's look deeper. Let's look deeper in his life. I think he's a money man. And he's going to look out for the money people. He didn't look for us little peons anyway. He didn't look for us, look out for us. And we're just a little group over there. So you put him in force up there over everything, then what? What's going to happen then?
For some of the thousands of American workers he left in the dust, the nightmare never stopped.
It's been rough on a lot of people. A lot of lives were ruined. I don't want to ever go through it again.
Now Romney says he wants to bring what he learned on Wall Street to the White House. What would his cabinet look like? Who would he put in positions of power around him?
I spent my life in the real economy, and I mean by that I didn't just watch jobs get created and saved. I did that myself.
It happened so quickly. Going in, and the factory's closed.
Everybody was fired.
being in the private sector for 25 years, therefore knowing how the economy works, why jobs come, why they go.
And that hurt so bad to leave my home.
That was our way of life because I'd been there since I was 18 years old.
Not just watch jobs being created, but actually creating jobs.
He took away our livelihood. He took away our futures.
You know, maybe it's kind of like the old saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
It's not a very pretty picture, is it?
We don't have middle-class people no more. Rich and poor, that is it.
That company ended up closing 2 plants and laying off 385 workers. You didn't save those jobs, Governor.
No, there's no question.
What happened here? We used to have a large middle class. We don't have the type of jobs to keep that medium family going.
He destroyed a lot of people's lives out there.
Bain reaped millions from companies that sent jobs overseas, closed factories, or plunged into bankruptcy.
That's what they do. Is it right? No, but it's the way it's done.
There you go back to greed.
It all ends up back to greed.
There are a lot of reasons not to elect me.
No matter how much they already had, they just could never get enough money.
He's more apt to put them out of work than he is putting them back to work.
They just don't know how jobs are created in the private sector. That's where I spent my entire career.
His job in private business with Bain Capital is to go in and fire people.
Most people I know, we're just trying to get by.
He's not meaning one bit of what he's saying.
Hold on just a moment. Hold on just a moment. Hold on just a moment.
No, it's not. It's just politics.
If you don't like my answer, you can vote for someone else.
What do you get out of treating people like this?
He is there for the almighty dollar.
25 million people don't have jobs and can't find jobs. And
Free! Wall Street free! Wall Street free! Wall Street free!
Okay, next question. We got another question?
Une grande fête mondiale. À bientôt.
Paid for by Winning Our Future. Winning Our Future is responsible for the content of this advertising and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.winningourfuture.com.